Okay, today we are checking out a Series 1 BotBot. This is SUDSBEARD. SUDSBEARD is part of the toilet troop, and he turns into a little soap dispenser here. And it's an okay soap dispenser mode. There's looks fine from this side. It's a little bit abstract and, whatever, but you can tell from the nozzle there. But then when you rotate it this way, it's like, you can just kind of see what's going on there. Usually in other BotBots, that would be the bottom, but since this is the bottom in his alt mode, then you can just kind of see his legs folded up there, which is a little awkward, but it gets the point across. And I like what this ends up becoming in robot mode, so I'll cut it some slack. But to transform him, you just take this section here and pull it out, and there you have his head. Take this section, you pull it out, and then rotate the nozzle down, and it becomes a little hook hand. He's like a pirate themed, as you'll obviously see. He's got the eye patch there and the kind of pirate hat and pirate uniform. Then you take the legs out from underneath and you rotate them down. Again, he's got a little hook or a peg leg there, which is really cute. Got some nice detailing on there. And then this arm. This arm really kills the whole BotBot for me because it is one of the most difficult things to get out. And I wish it were just a case of like, oh, I've got big hands and these are made for kids. But A, my hands are kind of small. And B, I don't think that the size difference would make a huge difference. Because you really just can't get at it. There's this little ledge here that you can get your fingernail under, but if I really pulled that out, I'm pretty sure my fingernail would give before this did, which is not great. And then if you try to pull it out this way, then you're kind of just jabbing it into your finger, which hurts. So the only thing I can do is try to get a thumb on it and then also try to pull it out at the hand. And it's not impossible, but it's such a pain, and it kind of hurts almost every time, no matter which way I do it. But yeah, there you have SUDSBEARD in his robot mode. And it's got a cute little robot mode. I like the pirate aesthetic. I like the idea of it a lot. I'm not a huge fan of his face. I think they could have played up the pirateness of it a little bit more. Yeah, they gave him the eye patch, but I don't know. If he had just a meaner expression and not had these weird sideburns, the art for this guy actually looks much better than the actual toy does. I was looking at the art. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. I think he's kind of cute. And then I looked at the toy. I'm like, oh yeah, he just doesn't really look like that, which is kind of a bummer. So yeah, I don't know. He's a little bit boring, I would say, in robot mode. I like the idea of it, but I don't think the execution is super fantastic. Articulation wise, his arms can rotate and his hook can kind of swing in and out, and that's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy, but you can wiggle his legs back and forth, but if you wiggle him back even slightly, then he really just can't stand, because that's right on the center of gravity, and he's got a wide body on both sides. Leaning him forward works a little bit, but yeah. He's okay. The arm thing is really the biggest bummer about this guy. Otherwise, he's just kind of unremarkable, which doesn't do him any favors. I'd say robot mode for me probably gets a 3 out of 5. I like the concept a lot. Don't really like the face, and I think that it could have been executed a little bit better. Nothing terribly wrong with it, just nothing overly exciting about it either. So, average. Alt mode, I'd say, also gets a 3 out of 5. And that feels even a little bit generous since it's got the one side that's just a huge gap. But, it gets the point across, and I do think that you can tell it's a soap dispenser. And then transformation, I'm going to have to give him a 1 out of 5. He's really one of the most painful BotBots to transform, and it doesn't help that he's just kind of not worth it. Because, kind of average in both modes, and then that arm is just such a pain to get out. But yeah, that is unfortunately going to give SUDSBEARD an overall score of 7 out of 15, which makes him a 1-star BotBot. He's got some neat ideas. I just don't think that they're executed fantastically. And if that arm were just a little bit looser, then, that would give him a few extra points. But as it is, it's just oh God, every time I pick him up, I'm do I really want to do this? But yeah. there you have SUDSBEARD from Series 1. Definitely a lot easier to transform back, but most of them were that way. But yep, there's SUDSBEARD.